So, all right, we're live, and yeah, okay, our picture's at 50%, which means you'll certainly be able to see the altar very easily. But hey, everybody, yeah, I was just in the chat, and some folks are saying they've had a long week at work, and somebody else saying their week is just starting. So we feel you. Um, it was kind of an interesting week for us because, as I was just telling you, Manu, we had a severe storm and possibly a tornado passed through the area on Monday. We, spent the night without power, but thankfully it was back the next day. So, which is a good thing because I really wasn't looking forward to cooking things over a fire again.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. Every time the power goes out, I'm like, whole house generator.
Yeah, well, it's funny. After last summer, some folks where Darren worked pulled together and got us this little solar generator, but it didn't come with any instructions. So I'm like, I've got this battery and these big panels, and I get to figure out how to put them together. So that's going to be a summer project, but
actually, one of our boys is an electrician, so why don't we let them figure it out?
Okay, yeah. Well, well, what do we like to say? Jesus saves, Moses invests, Ra has pyramid schemes. Get somebody else to do it. So, smacky smackins, and oh goodness, and JP Avery. Wait a minute, JP Avery. You said y'all had it rough in Louisiana. Yeah, we did. Fortunately, it seems to be clear for now, but we're gonna light a candle for Mahes, just because the storms aren't done with yet. So, that
gotta be able to figure out.
We're lighting it out of my hesitation.
I need to just keep this handy because Aaron likes to say things that are rim shot worthy. But no, that, and also, it's not just affecting us. The storms and everything that come through, and folks that live north of here. We have folks in our community that live in Iowa, that live in Kansas. All sorts of places that are also affected by severe weather. So we want to try to think of everybody. And, there are folks in other parts of the world that are having to deal with tornadoes now as well. It's no longer a uniquely American phenomenon. And
thanks to something called?
Yeah, I remember, growing up and even more recently, those of us that are Weather Channel junkies, when it got to where, like, they didn't even do local on the 8s anymore. It's just, it's either ice road truckers or something about hurricanes. And it got boring. But before then, they pointed out that tornadoes tended to be, a United States and North America phenomenon. But, they're happening in India and China and other places. And so, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. But now tonight we're honoring... there was a feast of Bast, and also for purification of Sakhmet. Now, the records for this come from Esna, which that's down in the south, and that's in a temple that was devoted to Khnum, but also Neat. It was kind of like a mirror temple for Neat of Sais. And that was something that they tended to have, a city in the Delta and a city in Upper Egypt that kind of had a reciprocity going. And so that's actually how we know some of the things we do about Neath of Sais. But they had a record of a festival where there was a purification for Sekhmet. And one of the things that would be done in that was an execration. They would do something in private. This was something that the priests did. It was not a public rite. At the four entrances, or the four directions around the temple, to get rid of negativity. And so that's actually something that you can do if you want to do that this weekend. We've been talking about getting rid of, stress from a rough week, and things like that. This would be a good time to, go and just, do something. And again, that idea of invoking the four directions and, casting out negativity at each one of them. That was a very important idea. And it happens a lot in, Egyptian ritual magic, and that's, eventually I hope to do some more writing on that. But in the meantime, it's, this would be a good weekend to do that. So I'm just going to peek in. Oh, Moab, Utah. That sounds fun. Okay. Oh, and whose birthday is coming up? Oh, Ashley, I'm not looking forward to getting my tooth pulled Tuesday. Worst way to spend a birthday. Oh, goodness. Well, I hope some people take it upon themselves to spoil you after you get that tooth pulled.
Yes, with delicious soft foods.
Yeah. May you have somebody like our Mama Chan was for me when I had teeth pulled. And if we could all be there, we'd spoil you. But we'll just have to, send love and prayers and, hope that somebody, takes care of that for us and loves on you for your birthday. So, without further ado, these cool waters are upon my hands, and they purify me. Sakhmet purifies me. Hail unto you, we come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands. Our purity is within our hearts. We've cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure, we are pure, we are pure, we are pure. It's been sitting there all week. Come on.
It's been sitting there all week, Mike.
Yeah, it has. I did nothing to it. That's the changes in the weather. Come here, you.
It's cold, man.
The power of Daphne compels you.
At least it's not a full body immersion.
Yeah. I was about to say, keep this in mind. The sacred lakes that were attached to temples, that was outdoors. And so imagine you had priests that were coming to, perform a purification at dawn or the pre-dawn hours to get ready.
That is why I'm not a man of the cloth. John the Baptist baptized people in full sunlight, and I know it don't make a damn bit of difference, but I like to tell myself that anyway.
Oh, and anytime. My birthday is May 10th, a week from now. Let's see. Tanjobi omedetou.
Yes.
Happy birthday. And yeah, we've got several folks. Actually, Morgan, his birthday is the 14th. So we have to.
We gotta find something on the clearance aisle at Babies R Us or something. Yeah.
Well, I was just going to say we have to find some way to haze him.
So I was thinking about pacifiers or something.
Oh, because of that pipe?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, we have to tease him a little bit because he got a pipe, but no tobacco. He's just like chomping on it,
I need
as
to
a
go to
nervous
the
habit.
adult store and see if we can get like a breast.
No, Darren. Now, if somebody's got a tamer idea for a way to gently rib our lovely production assistant, go ahead and put that up there. But in the meantime, my prayer is that he gets to chapter 6 of my novel, because I am waiting for the horrified and indignant text from him that is sure to come after that chapter. I mean, it's not the same as my best friend beating me over the head with a manuscript, but
Whatever is.
Huh?
Whatever would be.
Whatever would be. What?
Same
Yeah.
as that. Nothing.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I still get fun out of what the hell is wrong with you, or some equivalent of that when Morgan reads a chapter, with a smut scene in it and has to text me. So. But in the meantime, come in peace, bright eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra and all of their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world, to everyone who is tuning in with us now and will be joining us in the future, and who has been with us in the past. This eye of Horus comes, and we are purified with it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
Were you smiling or snickering at something a moment ago? Because I swear you were. It sounded a bit like it. Like you were holding in a laugh.
Well, I'm sure he always is.
Well.
If you only knew.
Well, that can be a good thing. So.
I can sense it.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? Let's also light our candle for Mahes, that he may protect all of those in our community. Hang on. Okay, that's the thing with these tea lights. You gotta get the wick kind of standing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there we go. Yes, Darren.
Most of you know exactly where my mind went. You're welcome.
Oh.
Praise mean.
I was about to say the Feast of Mean was last month.
And I'm on the same page.
I'm just trying to stick up for the man on principle. I'm sure Lulu will be able to straighten this out.
Okay.
Boy, imagine
There we
the book
are.
I must be reading. I'm on the same page for both.
Okay. And good. Okay, there we go. Our candle is lit for Mahes, Scarlet Lord, son of mighty Sekhmet. May he continue to protect everyone in our community that is under the weather in the literal sense. And for those who are feeling under the weather in more of the figurative sense, we ask Mama Sekhmet to bring them strength and peace and healing.
Pretty much doesn't matter how you look at it. His mom is on the altar.
Yeah, Mama Sakhmet. You arise in the Akhetis Capri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from noon at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, and hail and praise unto you, O Sakhmet, O Bastet. Hail and praise unto you, O Yunachuru, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out his fet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us and your strength being within us. Oh, and I have to talk up there's I don't know how well you'd be able to see it from the camera, but there's a little green statue of a kitty, and then a little 3D printed standing statue of Sekhmet at Sekhmet's feet, and both of those were gifts, so they're on the altar, taking center place. Take these, your cool waters, which are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. Oh, you're not sure. These cool waters are the eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, O Yanashuru, that you may be purified with it. There we go. We give you incense. We give you incense, great of purity. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. It cleanses you, it adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. This incense is the eye of Horus, O Yenichiru, and its fragrance comes to you. Take this, your bread, on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus, O Yenichiru. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. The gardens prosper, and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, Sekhmet, O Bastet, O Yenichiru. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine, and your water. Pure, pure is Ra Horaketi within his house. Pure, pure is Sekhmet, the eye of Ra, within her house. Pure, pure is Bastet, eye of Ra, within her house. Pure are the cause of all of these gods, with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure, for Ra Horaketi, for Sakhmet, for Bastet, in every place that their immortal cause dwell. Come to your body, O Ra Horaketi. Come to your body, O Sakhmet. Come to your body, O Bastet. Come to your bodies, O Yenichiru, and come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings, and partake of them. Come, O people, raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, before Sakhmet, before Bastet. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them, as it has since the first time.
And today I can't help but wonder if this is the god's first cinnamon roll.
I don't know. We might have offered cinnamon rolls before, but
Not one that big.
well, as I said, it didn't break off evenly. But this is for the gods; they get the bigger piece.
I figure at some point during the history of Egypt, someone has combined cinnamon and raisin into bread.
Well, there's no raisins in this one.
They may not have had the frosting, but they would have had honey.
Right? Yeah. This buttercream icing is very much a new thing. Oh, I do have something on order. And when I go back and find it, I'll share the link. Somebody on YouTube, they're not pagan. They're just interested in historical recipes. And so a few of the things that they had to say, commenting, talking about the opening of the mouth ceremony and, Egyptian religion and stuff like that, I can tell that they, that's not their area of expertise. Let's put it that way. But they were trying to make the recipe for sweet cakes for offering to Amun that are made from tiger nut flour. And so I ordered some, and I'm going to tweak the recipe a little bit, but we're going to try and make some of those tiger nut flour cakes.
Cool.
because he was talking about what he was using, and I'm like, oh, I've got that. I just need the tiger nut flower. So I'm gonna.
Sounds like that'd be a great offering in OPET.
Yes, for special occasions, that might be just the thing to get, kind of an authentic sweet cake recipe. So, yeah, but in the meantime, we do know that goddesses were typically offered honey cakes, and it says, honey cakes. We don't know what a honey cake would have looked like back then. What the recipe would have entailed, but and apparently this is lore that persists down to the modern day. The idea of a woman after giving birth or while she's lactating, eating sweet cakes and sweet things to kind of build up energy, after doing something rather strenuous, and also to make sure that she has milk for the baby. That's the old wisdom, and so it kind of makes sense that they would offer goddesses that
preside over that.
Yeah, or goddesses that were mothers, and Sekhmet is a mother. She has Mahes, and Nefertum, and Imhotep after a while,
and Bast as well.
Yeah, so it would make sense that they would be offered honey cakes. So instead of a honey cake or honey bun or whatever, oh, here we got this big old cinnamon roll. Here you go. Yeah. Are you laughing at my choice of wording?
If you wanted to, you could offer a modern honey bun. It's something that's probably a little different than you're used to, but the flavor would be similar.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to offer a honey bun because there's something that it's forever linked to in my mind. Because you see, and I'll tell you this here. Apparently, on the day, way back in 1997, that my father ended up in the hospital with a blood sugar of 300 plus, and they figured out he was diabetic. The doctor looked at him and said, "What did you have for breakfast this morning?" And his answer for the ages, a yoo-hoo and a honey bun. And that, my friends, is how he gave himself type 2 diabetes.
He didn't give it to himself. He crafted it.
Yeah, breakfast of champions.
He took time to sculpt that shit.
Well, I just said to myself, that's his karma for eating all of our junk food. Yeah. But that's another story. So, yeah, that is why I'm not offering honey buns. There's kind of a snarky story. I don't know. Maybe one day when... now maybe not even then, offering a honey bun, to, other people are welcome to do that, but that's not happening here. So we'll make authentic cakes. So now it's time to revert the offerings. Ora Horketi, and your son, the Osir Nisu Nebkeperu Ra. Your foes retreat from you. And Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. Nice. Little bit of a spoiler for later this year, because I did get a hold of Richard Reedy's other book, the big thick one, and I noticed that the way they structure their ritual, there's a lot of things in common with what we do here, but like what they do with the reversions, they put it at the very end, and I chose to put it after we do the offerings so that they're presented, they're reverted, and then there seems to be a connection with reversion of offerings and then the offerings to the dead, so that's why we transition from that into the next part of it. But I'll talk more about that in a future video. But for right now, we'll light our candle for our blessed dead, that it may be the eye of Horus that lights their way in Duat. offer these cool waters from the table of Osiris, that their hearts may be refreshed. Horekeru tahenket kakao abnu sanachurmahan kutnibet nufra wabet anket nachurim and kawan akuku nibu makeru nibu hiran nachura. A voice offering, bread and beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which a god lives. Because of all of these aku, all true of voice before the great God. Okay, I'm just. Yeah, I was just kind of checking over some of the comments that Katie was. Oh no, sure. Oh, hi Lakshmi. I saw your comments. I'm glad I was able to get in touch with you. That's so much cleaning of. Yes. Likes and dislikes. Character roles. The verse. Huh. So Katie's saying that in her experience, Set hates sourdough. And yeah, and then they do have their likes and dislikes. You know, I think I had him tell me he doesn't like soft drinks because they're too sweet. And you know, I bet with the sourdough, it's a case of the modern sourdough that, you know, has a different taste from what he would have been used to. So it's something interesting, and I love being able to talk with people and kind of find out, you know, what their impressions are on, you know, what deities like and don't like, you know. But yeah, so you okay, boo?
Yeah.
I think Mama Sakhmet snatched you up. Okay. And so now, we come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your Ka shall live. Truly, your Aeneid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Aeneid says unto you, your word is law, eternally. Esphet is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. And may we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. All right, and So it now seems like a good time to read from the litany to Sekhmet. And of course, the seven arrows in the original temple inscription that this is based on, there was no quality associated with them. So this is a modern addition to it. But I did that many years ago, and over the years, it just has seemed more and more appropriate. And so, hail Sekhmet, who presides over the land, lady of flourishing, generous one, Sekhmet, who protects the two lands. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the first arrow of famine. Hail Sekhmet, O Curl, O hidden lady, Wajit the great. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the second arrow of drought. Hail Sekhmet, who moves in light, who terrifies the gods with her massacre. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the third arrow of war. Hail Sekhmet, who guides mankind, lady of the dual shores, mistress of humanity. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the fourth arrow of terror. Hail Sekhmet, great shining one, foremost in the mansion of flame, who terrorizes the two lands with fear. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the fifth arrow of storms. Hail Sekhmet, who loves Ma'at and hates Zizfet, lady of the people. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the fifth arrow of oppression. Hail Sekhmet, Uraeus who opens the acacia, great and sovereign one. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the seventh arrow of disease. And we will read for Bastet. Hail and praise unto you, Bastet, lady of love, lady of life, daughter of Atum, firstborn of the Lord of all, greatest goddess, lady of heaven, mistress of all the gods. You open the movements of Shu, for he is your messenger. You slaughter with your arrows. You slay the evil one and seize the hearts of the wicked foes. Lady of the shrine, foremost of the sacred fields, mistress of perfume, mistress of joy, O eye of Horus, O eye of Ra, Uraeus, whom Ra loves, protect us until the dawn. And I just got a sense that she wants me to read the bit that I have in the original language as well. Inish haras bastet, nebet merit, nebetach, satatum, tepinen neberger, nacheritat, nebet pet, hennet nacherenibu. Alrighty. And now it is time for us to read our fortunes. And by the way, this little lamp came in really handy when we had our blackout. Yeah. Oh yeah, this because it's an LED. And actually, because it has a loop, I actually ended up hanging it over a doorway, so it was a little bit of extra light. So, LED candles are awesome.
By the way, I would like a cookie.
Alrighty. Oh, and actually, here's the funny thing. Because I was out of tea light candles when the power went out, what I was using was I had some LEDs, but I also had a couple of Dia lamps, the little clay lamps with cotton wicks and some lamp oil, and those are really nice and they give off a lot of light. And I had one in the kitchen and one in the back, and that
those little puja lamps.
Yeah, the puja lamps. They're awesome. So I was very grateful for having them. But okay, so I see our cookie request. Yes, and for our first time viewers, if you can, if you want a cookie, just put that in the comments, and if you can, get the little cookie icon, the fortune cookie icon to pull up, that'll help me to see it, because I come and I check periodically, to keep up with the request. But this first one's for everyone, so anyone who's tuning in after the fact, this fortune is for you too. And this will kind of give us an idea for what's in the week ahead. And it says, if you don't have time to live your life now, when do you? If you don't have time to live your life now, when do you? So, in other words, stop, whatever it is, stop putting it off. Do it. Do it now.
Get to the top.
Yeah. But you don't have time to live your life now, when do you? Okay. And so, I'm going to ask for one. And then we will pick up with, oh goodness, where are we? No. Okay. Gotta get ready for work. Oh, okay. So I was going to ask Lakshmi what time it was. It's 8 o'clock in the morning in India. Nice talking to all of you. That's awesome. And so it was great having you come in, and hope to see you again.
Yes.
So
be safe, my friend.
I just like Persian conversations. That's cool. So all right, and I think our first one's going to pick up with Amitai. So yes, so we can say our reach just is continuing to circle around the globe. So we had someone tuning in from India, cool. and I think that's really awesome, because of all the beautiful gods that are celebrated in India. They also choose to join with us, honoring the Egyptian gods. That's really cool, and I really appreciate that. And I look forward to hearing more from Lakshmi.
Me, it's a little piece of home.
Oh, that's true, because Darren had a step grandmother from Mumbai.
The old name is Bombay, but now it's Mumbai.
Yeah, and so you have childhood memories, huh?
That it's nice that came in directly after we were talking about puja lamps.
Yeah. Oh no, they were here earlier, but that's why I wanted to mention the puja lamps, because I figured Lakshmi would appreciate that. But yeah, so okay. Well, Yamanu, seeing your smile always brings smiles upon others.
That's nice to know.
So now for Amitai.
Anytime you see someone who looks like they're having a bad day, simply smile at them. There's a good chance they'll smile back.
Well, I try to smile and be polite to people, just as I'm going out and about, just as a matter of I'm putting something good out there. Now, of course,
right.
There are days, and when it's tough to do that, and there are some people that are rude, and I kind of flash an angry look at them, but
yeah.
Okay, wow. All right. Amitai, if you don't enjoy what you have, how could you be happier with more? If you don't enjoy what you have, how could you be happier with more? So, Amitai, that was.
Amitai, that's a very pretty name.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Amitai. That's. I want to. Let's see. Um. Must. That I'm a little rusty on, but anyway. Yeah, if you don't enjoy what you have, how could you be happier with more? Okay, and Katie, from Horace and Sekhmet. So, for Katie Horton. Oh, I guess they each gave you one. So here's your first one, Katie. And it says, oh, wow, if you don't enjoy what you have, how could you be happier with more? Now, there's another one here. So let's see what that says. Be a first-rate version of yourself, not a second-rate version of someone else. So, Katie Horton, if you don't enjoy what you have, how could you be happier with more? Be a first-rate version of yourself, not a second-rate version of someone else.
No doubt.
I get the sense that they're saying to accept some things about who you are, and
Be who you are. Stop trying to satisfy people.
Yeah, embrace those aspects of yourself. The gods love you just the way you are.
That's right.
They need you to be exactly who you are, not something else. So that's their message for you. Okay, so for Threlo. Threlo, you should have a talk with your friend today.
Wow.
Yeah, you should have a talk with your friend today.
What a friend we have in Jesus. Seems like it's time for a come to Jesus meeting.
Come to Jesus. Okay. All right, a little bit of context here. And this kind of goes back to, I don't know if this is original to our friend Alan or if he got it from somewhere, but he used to say when you're going to sit down with someone and really give it to them and set the record straight, he'd call that a come to Jesus meeting with somebody.
Yeah, that's an old Southern saying.
Okay.
Come to Jesus meeting. Believe me, he did not come up with that himself.
Okay, yeah. Well, he's the first person I heard use that expression. But yeah, it's not meant in a religious way. It's meant as you sit. It's time today to have a talk with somebody and set some things straight.
Yeah, we're gonna have to say it like it is here. Come to Jesus. It's a Southern thing, y'all.
Okay. Yeah, very, very Southern. This comes from our friend from New Orleans. So. So yeah, that bit of context is important.
Yes.
So all right. So Gabriel asks for one from Bast and Sakhmet, and then next is Kit Fox.
Hi, Kit Fox.
All right. The first is Gabriel. It's another long one. Okay, Gabriel. You will always be prepared for the future, but never forget what you've learned in the past. You will always be prepared for the future, but never forget what you've learned in the past. Now, I got this sense that this is saying that this has to do with something. How is it in that flash of an instant? Something about taking a chance with something going forward, but keeping in mind what happened before, and not forgetting the lessons learned. And so if you start to see things, old patterns, start to play out and repeat themselves, then you know what to do. So you'll be prepared for the future, but never forget, what you learned in the past. So now for Kid Fox, Cuddle Isadora for us. If you can imagine it, you can achieve it. If you can dream it, you can become it. So, Kit Fox, if you can imagine it, you can achieve it. If you can dream it, you can become it. So you can do it. Alrighty. And so Luca asked for one from Wepawet. Oh, and hi, B. It's okay that you've been quiet. That's not a problem. Alrighty. Oh, and B says I have a big exam Monday, so I'm sure Professor Jehuti will have something to say about my questionable studying habits. I suspected he already knows, and you know what to do. But yes, good luck on that exam.
He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows what notes you didn't take. So study for God's sake.
Nice. Okay, so Luca from Wepawet, and then B. So, ask our friendly canine Wepawet to give us a bit of insight. Okay, Luca, we need to attract people who create more light than heat.
Hmm.
And the Egyptians had a lot to say about people who were hot-headed, or the hot person. That was someone to be avoided. So we need to attract people who create more light than heat.
Except for Natalie Portman. Don't avoid Natalie Portman. She's funny.
Well, yeah, but it's like any of us are going to bump into Natalie Portman. Without paying good money at a Star Wars con.
Oh, she doesn't show up to that.
Oh, she doesn't? Okay. But more light than heat. So yes, people who are more genuine, again, that harks back to the Egyptian wisdom texts. They kept saying, avoid the heated person. And so, Professor Jehuti, what words of wisdom do you have for B? Service to many leads to greatness. Service to many leads to greatness. I don't know what your major is, But you do know that they have that program where if you are if you go to work in what was it
If you go into work in a rural school setting,
or in there are certain things, like education and things like that, where they'll forgive your student loans that way after
Yeah.
a certain amount of time.
yeah, but apply for it as soon as you start working.
Yeah, that might be might be one little tidbit in there. But I get the sense that he's giving you something with many layers to it. So service to many leads to greatness.
P.S. Study.
Okay. All right. J.P. Avery. And then Kyle Hinojosa, and then Smacky Smackins. And then we've got our Discord list. Oh, okay. And so I'm going to say my channel name comes from a Hebrew name, but it also means I want to knit in Japanese. Okay. Yes, I knew it was. Well, see, the thing is like a ikitai is I want to go. You put tai at the end of it, and it's, I want to something. And so I'm like, okay, well, what's the verb here? So I want to knit. That's cool. Sugoi ne. So JP Avery. And that's easy for me to remember because my kid brother's initials are JP.
Yep.
And I can tell when my other brother gets annoyed with him because he's like, JP.
JP.
JP Avery. Smile and rejoice. Fortune is smiling on you. Smile and rejoice. Fortune is smiling on you. So. Okay, Kyle Hinojosa. Kyle Hinojosa. Enthusiasm is the greatest asset in the world. It beats money, power, and influence. Enthusiasm is the greatest asset in the world. It beats money, power, and influence. So don't be intimidated by those things. If you've got enthusiasm, you can outshine all of it. So that's a strong bit of encouragement there. And so Smacky Smackins asked for one from Horace. So Horace, a sprout of Sakhmet. What do you have for Smacky Smackins? You never suffer from a money problem. You always suffer from an idea problem. You never suffer from a money problem. You always suffer from an idea problem. So, cultivate good ideas. Watch out for bad ideas. Okay, let's catch up with the feed. All right, Married Wepawe from the Jackals, and then Jimmy Sullivan from Usset. So, from Married Wepawe. Just a thought here. Has anybody thought of taking an Anubis statue and painting his head gray, like a standing Anubis, and then paint his head gray so he can be Wepawe? Because I've kind of wondered if that would be a good approach. But Married to Wet, you should have a talk with your friend. Bless you. Talk with your friend today.
Seems like come to Jesus meetings are getting kind of common.
Well, the seems to be a theme tonight. Should have a talk with your friend today. Okay, and from Aset, speaking of our mother goddesses. Okay. So Jimmy Sullivan. Minds are like parachutes. They only function when they are open. Minds are like parachutes. They only function when they are open. So I guess I'm getting a sense, whatever the problem is, keep an open mind about it. If you're at an impasse, that may be why. So, okay, now we are at our Discord. Okay, so we have Love Deluxe, Arcadia. So Arcadia is Sorrows. Let's see, Savvy, a cookie from Bast, Lay Roxy, Pink Jade, Alex, and Dodek. And then Ashley Spradley. Let's see. Okay, and then one I please from whoever wants to trouble themselves. Okay. All right. Well, I think I know what we can do with that. But let's get our Discord list. Starting with Love Deluxe. That was unique. Because Love Deluxe got two, and one of them, as they plopped out of the basket, rang the bell.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, if you heard that soft ring, that was a cookie hitting the Suzu bell. So, which I know it's kind of out of the camera's range, but this and I'm gonna tell you might have seen one of these before. This is a Japanese bell, and it actually is 20 years old now. I got it as part of my Buddhist practice, but I love the sound for it, and actually ringing it for the Blessed Dead is something that we would do in the Gongyo practice as well. So it's kind of a carryover. But anyway, Love Deluxe's cookies. First one, you must respect others before you can gain their respect. Now there's one more. Right now, there's an energy pushing you to stay on your path. Okay, so for Love Deluxe, you must respect others before you can gain their respect. Right now, there's an energy pushing you to stay on your path. Okay, now kind of keep these separated a little bit. If we need to go back on any of those, just let me know. So that was Love Deluxe. Now for Arcadia. And there we go. For Arcadia, wealth is a means to an end, ... not the end itself. Wealth is a means to an end, not the end itself. So I think this is if you come into a windfall, think of some philanthropy, some positive good that you can do with that. And also don't too many people look at, making it, quote unquote as like the goal, when, and in the process they forget, yeah, well, I'm making myself miserable trying to, make it big. It's just a tool. It's not the end all be all. Okay, so that was for Sorrows. All right, Arcadia, I'm assuming that's Sorrows. And Sabby wants one from Bast. So, since she's on the altar, I'll ask you, my Lady Bast, what message do you have for Sabby, whose birthday is coming up later in the month. So, I wish Sabby a happy early birthday. Hopefully we'll get to do more as it gets closer. Okay, for Sabby, if you have knowledge, let others light their candles by it. If you have knowledge, let others light their candles by it. It sounds like you're going to get an opportunity to mentor and to share, the things that you learn. Okay. And now Lay Roxy and then Pink Jade. So Lay Roxy. Okay. Lay Roxy, if you want to win anything, a race, yourself, your life, you have to go a little wild. If you want to win anything, a race, yourself, your life, you have to go a little wild. So, Lay Roxy, time to go a little wild. And now for Pink Jade. Pink Jade, you should be of more tenderness and less aggressiveness. You should be of more tenderness and less aggressiveness. Pink Jade, I think they called you out on something. Be more tender and less aggressive. Okay. And now, let's see, Alex and then Dodek, and then we'll get down to Ashley. Alex, you also got two. Got quite a few of these tonight. Of course, if Alex was maybe wondering about something for boyfriend, that might be in here too. Let's see. The first one says, a person is born to live and not prepared to live. Okay, a person is born to live and not prepared to live. So in other words, don't worry about being prepared. Nobody is when they start out. But let's see what the second one said. A much needed victory will happen for you. Okay, so for Alex, the both of them, to repeat, a person is born to live and not prepared to live. And a much needed victory will happen for you. So, you don't worry about not being prepared. Nobody is. Everybody learns this as they go along. Doesn't matter if you're an old soul or not. You're still here to learn something new. But some good news is coming. A much needed victory is coming for you, Alex. And so finally, Dodek.
Sorry, I had to step up.
Huh?
Sorry, I had to step up.
That's okay. Oh, all right. So we had one cookie that hit the bell when it landed, and another one that just decided to kind of go off this way. Actually, it landed close to something of it's something that I've got down on the floor, but there's a picture of a statue of Moot on it, so that might have been her way of saying hello. But for Dodek. The time is always right to do what is right. So for Dodek, the time is always right to do what is right. Now keep in mind,
as far as Moo is concerned, she's kind of right in the middle between the two goddesses that are there.
Yeah. Now what's funny? Keep in mind our fortune for everyone that said, if you don't have time to live your life now, when do you? And Dodek got one, so the time is always right to do what is right. Okay, so now for Ashley Spradley. Oh, wow. Also two. That seems to be a theme tonight. Now the first one. We cannot direct the wind, but we can adjust the sails. Now the second one. Get it open here. Come on. You will achieve success this year. So, Ashley, we cannot direct the wind, but we can adjust the sails. You will achieve success this year. So I get the sense that the first one is telling you how to do the second one. You can't change circumstances that are beyond your control, but you can change how you adapt to them. And if you do that, you will have success this year. That's what they're telling you. So, all right, and one eye. Let's see, and then Sarana. Until today, wow. Oh, these are thanks for the academic procrastination theme song.
You're welcome. I wrote it myself from years of experience.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you about that tomorrow.
Yes. For Married Wepwood, it is now May the 4th. Yeah. Now, in fairness, though, I do have to say, with regard to that, I'm giving you a platform, Darren. In your opinion, the real Star Wars Day should be May 19th, was it?
No,
May 21st. Excuse me, 25th.
Yeah.
Okay, May 25th. Okay, because that is the original release
Premiere
date.
for Star Wars, 1977, May 25th, 1977. Return of the Jedi also released May
May
25th,
1983. Yeah.
The Empire Strikes Back was released in July 1980.
See, I thought it was in May.
It was a late one.
Oh, okay, huh. All right, but
It
yeah.
was the only one to break the typical May.
Right. Well, and episode 1 was released in May in 1999. It was, I think they pushed up the date a little bit because it was originally going to be like.
Yeah. The Phantom Menace premiered May 19th, 1999.
That's why I keep thinking 19th. Yeah, because it was right around the time I graduated with my first degree.
Right. And
so
it was actually 6 years to the day I graduated from high school at the time. Incidentally,
back in the day,
in theaters right now.
Oh, it is. Yeah, well, because 25th anniversary. Yeah, but yeah. So in other words, Darren and possibly some other folks who are Star Wars fans are more of the opinion that the day to celebrate is the original release date, but May the 4th is such a pun that everybody's kind of.
Yes, May the 4th is the official go buy stuff you really want and can't afford day. Incidentally, if anybody wants to go get me that limited edition R2D2 popcorn bucket from the movie theaters, go right ahead.
Well, I just love that meme about May the 4th and then Cinco de Mayo, and so you have Juan Solo.
Yes. Yes. And as one of my coworkers calls it, Cinco de Drinko.
All right. Okay, so yeah, let's see. So I'm just checking to make sure who all I've got. I need cookies for On a financial aspect is intimidating, afraid of making some of the mistakes my parents did. Oh, yeah. As Mackie's saying, we just recently bought a home. Congratulations, by the way. And I guess, my advice is if you can pay a little bit over each month, like if there's a way you can like round it to the nearest to the 100 or something, you will. It's the little things. It's a war of attrition. You will knock out more of your mortgage, your principal,
with an extra $60 a month does.
Or whatever you can do, and just be consistent with it. And don't give in to the temptation or the solicitation to get a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, after you've built up some equity. Don't do that. Just work on paying that thing down.
Right.
That's what we're doing. So you can do it.
Yeah.
We went through a lot getting this house, and then the first year after we got this house, but the way that our grandparents and our great grandparents did it was actually the good way to go. You get a house, you don't treat it like a something to flip. It's your home, you live in it. That's your first priority. And that's my financial advice for the week.
Right.
Ashley says, my dad took me to see Star Wars in the theater when I was 1. Obviously don't remember it, but I claim it as one of my best memories. That's really sweet.
It was the second movie I ever saw, so I feel you.
Well, story goes that because I was born like a couple of months after the original Star Wars movie released, and my parents and my godfather, my dad's best friend from high school, and there's kind of a crazy story about that, but that's for another day. But they all went to go see it, and apparently the two guys were sitting in the front watching the movie, and this was back when they had drive-in theaters, because there still was one in our area until a tornado wiped it out, and now there's a mall there. But yeah, well, so went the 80s. You see that mall and you'll be like, oh, okay, hello 1980s. It's been a minute. But no, they went to go see it at the drive-in theater, and so they're sitting in the front watching it, and my mother was in the back nursing me. So I guess the movie sucked.
All right. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So. Oh, a second movie was Smokey and the Bandit. Oh my. You're close to my age.
Yeah. I saw the first two Smokey and the Bandits in the theater. I'm that old.
All right, so we're picking it with One Eye and then Serrana. And if anybody else has a cookie request, then go ahead and put that up there because so far it's looking like those are our last two for the night. So One Eye, for whoever might be so inclined to send a message, well, Inanna is represented on the altar. And just to the side, we have Ninshubur, so, and Anna. So perhaps those ladies will give something for you. For One Eye, the reward for having feelings is great joy. The reward for having feelings is great joy. Now, I get the sense that, there's a subtext to that.
Sure. You may feel everything else, but for the moments that you feel that great joy, that's why you go through everything else. Because if you couldn't feel the other stuff and you couldn't feel joy, you wouldn't be alive. We persevere through everything for moments of joy. Because we felt it once and we know we got to get there again.
Thank you. You came in at just the right point. So the reward for having feelings is great joy. The reward, it's not the inevitability. It's not the status quo. It's what is the ultimate payoff of all of the other feelings, the sadness, the anger, all of those other things. The reward for it is the moments of great joy.
Yeah, think about it, like the moments that you achieve something, like if you graduated high school or college and you're going, man, after all the crap I went through, this feels so good.
Yeah, or whatever the case might be. Because it's different for different folks.
Yeah.
But okay, Serrana, thank you for your patience. We're finally getting to you. So Serrana. We must have old memories and young hopes.
Wow, there's some wisdom to that.
So Serrana, we must have old memories and young hopes. Yeah, so remember, all the things from the past, but yes, have new hopes, have fresh aspirations. Old memories and young hopes. So. Yes, and Mary Dwepelwet had said regarding okay, Katie had to because I need to go put highlights in my hair and relax, getting sleepy. Thank you for the service. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Enjoy.
Enjoy and get some good rest. Hope those highlights come out just perfect. And Merrick Webboy, speaking of the icons for the jackals, Anapu prefers the traditional black with gold highlights, and Webboy prefers bronze colored ones for me, anyway. Okay. That's interesting, and he likes the bronze because the thing is, I have this is an actual bronze over here on this side of the altar that our friend, she goes by Sayinapu, but I think Satanapu is probably more appropriate for her. But anyway, she used to do bronze castings. And this one, she did it and it burnished it, and in her estimation, it was messed up. And I guess maybe on the side of it, there were some marks or something from the burnishing tool or whatever. But I was like, this thing is perfect. So It's the style of Anubis, but it's in bronze, and I kind of felt like that's sort of, you have Anubis on one side and Wapawet on the other, right? So it's sort of like that's a cozy spot for him. And since you mentioned that he likes the bronze, I'm like, well, that would make sense.
Yeah.
So. Oh, wait. Oh, Jade Ryan. Oh, sorry. Cookie from Horu, please. Okay. So, Jade Ryan. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, and it is sort of a reading. B's going to head out for the night. Thank you for everyone. Yes, it's almost an hour and a half, so we kind of hung you in there for a bit. Thank you, everybody, and we'll wrap this up. But those of you who are having to head out a little early, thank you, and have a great weekend. We'll get Jade Ryan's cookie and wrap things up from here. So, one of these three, here we go, for Jade. Most folks are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. So, Jade Ryan, most folks are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. So, make up your mind, resolve to be happy, and then do whatever you need to do. And especially since, this is a weekend where, we've had a purification for Sakhmet, it's time to go and privately go clear out things and cast out some negativity. Get rid of things that make you unhappy so you can make room for what makes you happy. Most folks are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. I think that's a good point for everyone. So let's go ahead and wrap it up. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Yanu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Enid, endures. May they endure, as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Yanu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Yanu, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the Shrine of Shanit in Yanu, endures. As the name of Osir, Kentiamentiu, endures. As the name of Aset in Necheru, endures. As the name of Sutak in Nubet, endures. As the name of Horus in Pei, endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep, endures. As the name of Jehuti in Khamenu, endures. As the name of Ra in the Akhet endures likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Sakhmet, O Bastet. You have come in peace, O Yunetru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, Sekhmet, Bastet. May you go forth in peace, O Yunetru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much. Good night. Everyone who's headed out. Thank you for being here. It was good to have the company. Oh, and I see Jordan Simmel Gray. I want to dedicate my life to Aset to the goddess, the Netchers. How can I help Kemetic Reform incorporate as a 501c3 and expand with a branch in Milwaukee? Well, thank you so much.
Yes.
You just did one thing to help us out. And you know what? The biggest thing that I need help with right now is basically getting input, because first thing we're going to do is I have to incorporate where I'm at, which is in Louisiana. And so we're going to have to deal with corporate law here in Louisiana. And the toughest thing for me really is getting people to answer questions about some of the aspects of it, because, we're going to have people kind of doubling up when it comes to,
I would like to say something.
Huh?
There's no law that says we have to incorporate in this state, even though we live here.
Huh?
Zero.
All right. Well,
As
then.
a matter of fact, there's a whole bunch of companies that incorporate in states where there is no state income tax, etc., and they have churches wherever.
All right. Well, you know what? Then that's the thing. It's just getting the logistics of that, and then writing that, and there may come a point also where because when it comes to writing the bylaws and saying, well, this is what we do and this is how we're, because we're going to have like an annual meeting and have a way for people to elect officers and to do things like that. And so we'll need to make sure that we have a forum for that. That's probably where the Discord is going to come in.
And we can also do those things via Skype or
Zoom. Yeah. Basically figure out, how would we have an annual meeting? When do we want to have the annual meeting? And if we have like an annual convention, do we want to have the meeting before or after that? Or during that time. So those are the kinds of things. And I would like to open up the discussion for everybody so we can make that happen. And then, if somebody wants to go and branch off and start like a subsidiary in someplace like, Milwaukee, we can do that.
And to that individual who offered that help, I would love to have some more conversations, just three of us to start with.
Sure.
And we can go from there.
Yeah. And everybody who's having to tune out, that's cool. Thank you so much for joining us. What I'm going to do is go ahead and include the link for the Discord. So if you're not there already, go ahead and jump on, say hello, and that's going to be where I probably start the discussion, because it's got the most folks there. Between that, and then of course we also parallel a bit on the Facebook group, although that it moves a little bit slower than the Discord, but that's just because, Facebook is kind of, the Wild West in its own weird way. But,
and with that said, I want everybody to realize momentum picks up when it's time to. We just saw a great example.
Yeah.
Stick with us.
Yeah. Let me pull up the Discord real quick and give you a fresh invite. Those expire after like 7 days. But come on. Okay, down selections. Invite. Copy. That should give us that. So, okay, I have some friends who formed a 501c3 for their church. I can reach out to him for more information. Love to help this girl. Also, I may live in Milwaukee, but I'm Houma Indian. I'm happy to visit down there. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yes, anytime. Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Let us know. You can come park with us.
Yeah. Yeah, come hit us up on Discord. There we go. And basically, as soon as I get this animation finished and I'm down to the last 5 shots in the whole thing. So that's what I'm going to be doing after this is working on that. And as soon as I'm done with that, then I can turn my attention to writing, including getting all the rest of that together. And then, we can, because that's one of my goals for this year is to get that to where we can actually make it happen.
Right.
So, I'm happy to confer with everybody and to get input on things like that. That would be great. So, thank you all so much, and blessings and a wonderful week for everybody.
We love you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Bye bye.
Mm-hmm. Just going to join us next week. Be safe and well. All righty. Great. Looking forward to it. Just more detail there. Sounds great. All right.